January 1st, 2020, the world was in a state of happiness. So many activities. Wherever I go, there's so much event, The experience was very epic. Everybody was happy. Welcome to the new year. Because January 1st, 2020 did not only mark the beginning of a new year, but it was also the beginning of a new decade. Everybody was happy. Little did we know that year will be cut off January 3rd, 2020 by Donald Trump, President of America.
Iran are closer to conflict. The U.S. military killed Qasem Soleimani in Iraq today. Washington called it self-defense. Tehran called it a crime and vowed vengeance. Foreign Affairs correspondent Nick Schifrin begins our coverage.
He was the Middle East's most recognized military commander, the strategist and operational chief of Iran's militant network, the symbol of Iran's regional ambitions. And Qasem Soleimani died last night when an American drone fired missiles.
Men refuse to learn from history, and that's the reason why history kept repeating itself. It might interest you all to know that Donald Trump is an ignorant of the fact. He's a man, despite all the money in his possession, all the power, the position he occupies today, he refused to understand and refused to acknowledge the cause of World War I. And when I heard about the killing of Soleimani, the Iranian general, I quickly went back to make a research. And these are some of the stuff I found out that led to the World War I. There were many factors that led up to the start of World War I in Europe. A lot of those factors were rooted in the depth history of the old power of Europe, including Russia, Germany, France, Italy, Australia, Hungary, and British. The root cause of World War I include politics, secret alliance, imperialism, and nationalistic pride. However, there's an underline there. However, there was one single event that led to the World War I, the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria. That was what led to World War I, that saw millions of lives lost. We started in chains of events leading to war. And yet, we have a president, as I don't really understand, who could not be able to recognize what would lead to World War I and went down to assassinate the Major General of Iran.
May well have brought our nation closer to another endless war.
But President Trump today described the attack as defensive.
We took action last night to stop a war. We did not take action to start a war.
For 15 years, U.S. officials have been following Soleimani, accusing him of global terrorism.
Today we remember and honor the victims of Soleimani's many atrocities, and we take comfort in knowing that his reign of terror is over.
America assassinated the Iranian general Soleimani is pretty called for alarm. Because America, with all the vast knowledge and educational background, with the good legacies of history, they refuse to understand or refuse to acknowledge the cause of First World War.
Threatens Israel with tens of thousands of Iranian-provided rockets and missiles. Today, Hezbollah supporters vowed revenge.
Call upon us. We are here to strike the oppressors and to fight.
Abraham Lincoln once stated that nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's faith, you give him power. We see all the politicians nowadays come into power and not be able to affect any change, but just end up becoming part of the powers. That was the case of Donald Trump.
Anywhere are threatened, we have all of those targets already fully identified, and I am ready and prepared to take whatever action is necessary. And that in particular refers to Iran.